Hello, everyone, and welcome to our, I don't have the video, sorry. Hello, everyone, and welcome to our September meeting of the monthly website acquisition forum. And today our agenda is we're going to do some introductions. And then I'm going to get to know who is in here today. We're going to have monthly insights that I'm going to share of what's happening at the market of niche website operation and investing so far. There are a few interesting things happening, although not so much change from last month. And then if any of I'm going to share a story of one of my website acquisitions, which I encourage other participants to share either now or next time. Then we have an open discussion and questions and networking. If people want to stay over, that will be great. So let's start. We're a small group today. Let's start with quick introductions, and then I'll go over what's going on currently at the market. So, Safir, since you came first, you want to start?
Hello, I'm a founder of a new startup. It's my second startup, and we are starting pre-seed round this month. And this startup is might called a website. So it's interesting to understand what's going on in the market today. And I don't exactly understand when you say what kind of startup and website you are talking about, but I will understand soon, and hopefully it will help me to learn something new.
Wonderful. I'll give some introduction words once we finish the round. No problem. Yossi, please.
So good to see you. It's my first time on that meetup, so it's good to see you and looking forward. About myself, I'm 20 years ago, more than 20 years ago, I left Deloitte. I was a CPA, Israeli CPA. I served as 19 years as on finance positions, from director up until CFO companies that I gave them services inside, outside. I got a lot of experience how to prepare companies before investment rounds and how to deal with the due diligence, and that's what I'm doing since I established my business. You see the name above. That's a long name, but actually it's me. Hi, how are you? So
hi.
Hello.
Basically, since 2020, I had about 60 clients that I supported them to prepare data rooms to get ready for the investment rounds. Usually, it's companies more than seed rounds. It's companies like round A, round B, M&As. I go over all the information of the companies from all over 360 degree, and review them and locate if there is an exposure, weaknesses in the company, and we fix that ahead of time. And I also support the management, CEO and CFO during the due diligence. That's that's my expertise. That's what I'm doing most of my time. In other times, I also help companies to raise money through partners. One of them is Ido, and I have also in the US. That's 90% of the time is what you see here above my head. That's the business that I lead in now.
And what's your interest in niche websites, specifically with that? Investment, I mean, niche website investing.
If you heard about M&A, Zikit was sold to Walmart 2 years ago. Another company sold to Snap. Another company was also round A, round B. Companies like Beat. Other companies, One Touch this year, round B. Usually it's A, round B, and M&A. M&A, it's a huge companies in the US or in the Europe. So the due diligence is massive. And what I'm doing, I do the coordination on behalf of the company. I stand between the company and the investors or the buyers, do all the coordinations and help them to pass the due diligence peacefully until the closing.
Got it. Okay, thank you very much. Ido, you want to go next?
Sure. So hi everyone. Hope you guys can see me. I'm not in
Yes.
San Francisco. I'm right now in Rosh Hashanah, but it's great to see everyone. Yes.
Close by.
Yeah. So I started my own venture, which is called Deal Ventures, which is aimed to be, from one side, entrepreneur. The second part is investor, and this third part is some kind of a business advisor. And this model will work out in the next few months. Till in the business model will achieve from the investments and the deals to my own ventures as a venture builder. And on these days, I'm working on M&A deals. I'm working with business partners from both buy side and sell side. In the terms of M&A and capital raising in various industries and rounds.
Okay, so you're coming from the investment world and thinking of maybe buying other websites or SaaS or things like that, I assume.
Not particularly websites, but more like companies and well funded companies, like
Well established.
Yeah, well established. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Alina, do you want to go next? Oh wait, we have more people. I can't see all of them. And then we have Rachel as well. Okay, Alina or Rachel, somebody. Save the day. Okay. We'll let them join when they can. So until they jump in, if they jump in, I'm going to give a quick introduction about myself, and then I'm going to kind of cover what's going on in the market of niche website investing. It's a very dynamic market. So my name is Shlomo Freund, and I'm a niche website investor and operator. I hold a few websites of my own, and I also advise individuals for finding the right, buying the right website for them that already has traffic and cash flow, and how to maintain it and grow it. And for companies, I help them with buying a marketing channel. So basically doing website acquisition. And so instead of spending on paid ads, or in addition to that, basically you're buying an asset and then you funnel those people already on that website, already on that digital asset, to your product, your service. And it can work in very interesting ways because the asset already making money. So basically you're not losing money, but you can grow on top of that even more. So that's my experience. I'm an entrepreneur for the past 18 or 19 years, doing a lot of things with internet marketing. And that's more or less. Adina or Rachel, you want to jump in? Okay, let me share my screen. It's going to be a single slide presentation, so don't worry about it. It's not going to be 2 hours. Share screen. You see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, so with the latest trends with the digital assets, when I'm speaking about digital assets, I'm talking about niche websites. So these would be content websites. These would be SaaS businesses. But these are the two main ones. But it can also be things like newsletters, YouTube channels, other social media channels, you name it, apps. They're really, it's an endless world out there, and different marketplaces offer different different assets and different price points. What happened in the last, I'd say 6 months or so, because of the downtrend economy, and also because AI took precedence over content generation, that the multipliers of businesses have dropped. So the average about a year ago was around 35 to 45x of monthly profits. However, now it's down to around 30. So just to give an example, a website that is making $10,000 a month would be sold for $300,000. That's around, so you're making around 30% a year on your asset when you're buying it, more or less. Yeah, it depends on the multiplier. However, this is definitely, and that's the last point on this slide, it's definitely a buyer's market right now. So if you intend to buy something, now is the time. If you got the cash for this, and there are different ways to fund these kind of acquisitions, either by seller funding, and there are other companies who do that, or SMBs or SMEs in the US. So there are different options for that. But anyway, now is the time to step as a buyer for these kind of assets. Basically, AI made content a commodity right now, and I see a lot of AI businesses out there, and they're popping every day. They're really endless of those. We're a little bit after the peak, I think, of AI businesses. There's a little bit of downtrend, but there's still relatively a lot of hype around that. So many small tools, bigger tools for generating content or helping with other tasks around. I'm sure you know some of them. But specifically for content creation, it became a commodity. The main thinking right now is that you are creating your content, and then there is most of the times a human eye going through this. It doesn't have to be a professional editor, but just fact checking and making sure that things are okay, and then you publish that content. In terms of, by the way, search engine, it used to be only one platform that I knew of that is undetectable for Google with being AI content, and now there are many of those. So Google definitely has trouble with that as far as I know. So because the content became a commodity, it's not so hard creating it anymore. People are looking to strengthen their websites with more monetization channels and with more traffic channels. And one of the main ones that I'm seeing right now is building newsletters. So it's either building your newsletter, building a community around a specific asset that you bought, or even have a newsletter as their own asset. People are buying newsletters. And there were a few, at the last year or so, there were a few big acquisitions of newsletters for several millions each. But there are many, many, many small ones in different niches. AI, again, is very common right now to see different newsletters about AI. And I see many of those being sold all the time, starting from a few $1,000s, so fairly small. But people basically working to reach a few 100,000s of subscribers, usually through networks like Sparkloop, and there are a few others. So basically, they're even paying for that acquisition sometimes for getting those subscribers. And as I said, as a last point, yes, this is a buyer's market. If you are able to put in the money for buying an asset, either for buying an asset of its own, or maybe as a marketing channel, as I mentioned before, as a strategic acquisition for your current business, that's definitely something to do right now. So that's basically the update I have for now of what I'm seeing as trends. I want to share a success story of a website acquisition that I've made. It's a fairly small one. However, that's definitely something that there is a lot of potential in there. But first of all, I want to just open the time just for a question if somebody has on whatever I just mentioned now. So if you do have a question, just jump in. We're not a lot of people here. Anyone? Okay, no one. Feel free to jump in. So I am going to show you a website acquisition I made about a year ago. And this one is a fairly small one. Let me share my screen. Now you only see the slide. I'm going to share it again.
Can I have one question before?
Go ahead, Ido. Yes, for sure. Do you need the
Yeah.
slide that I had?
Yeah, I saw the slide, but you didn't mention if you do it for yourself or for, you know, business and people that want to acquire like a digital asset for, you know, for a passive investment.
Yes.
So what do you do, like with people or for yourself only?
I do both. So I hold about 4 or 5 websites for myself, and I also do the consulting and mentoring process, helping the people finding these kind of assets and then making the acquisition.
Nice.
That's basically the gist of it. So there is one part of finding the deal, and then there is the other part where you are defining the growth strategy there and then how you do that. So these are 2 different things. It's about the operational side after the acquisition. I hope that makes sense.
Yeah, thank you.
No problem. Okay, let me share my screen. Probably see this. So this is an acquisition I made about a year ago. This is a quotes website. This is not a famous quotes website. This is people who coin their own quotes. They're just basically quote themselves and then put it here. There are about 200,000 quotes on this one, and about 30,000 active users on this one. This was a rather small acquisition, so a few thousands of dollars, and this is definitely an under monetized business or website. This is the reason I bought it. From my experience, these kind of websites supposed to make a lot more money, and there's a lot of potential here. So the website made money before I acquired it from ads, from Google AdSense, and some from donations. And we have lots of plans for that. So the first thing that we did is adding a new ad network. We changed that to Ezoic, and this one already increased the revenue ×5. But we're still talking about very small revenue. But this is kind of covering the cost of just the acquisition cost and starting getting cash flow back to our pockets. And the next one was building a daily newsletter. So I mentioned that we have 30,000 people a month, but also 30,000 active accounts on this. So basically, we can communicate with these people and add them to the daily newsletter, and also add advertising in there. So this is what we're working on these days. The next thing that we are planning to this website is making so all these quotes people are very enthusiastic about these quotes. I spoke with some of our users. They really like that. They would like to see these kind of quotes on their mugs, on their t-shirts and all that. So print on demand. So this platform is also basically giving access to those 30,000 people a month to give them this opportunity for this print on demand. And the last thing which became very interesting, and this is only found out again, speaking with users, telling me, well, you know, we'd like to verify that our quotes are really our quotes. So we are also slowly turning this from a content website, a user-generated content website, into a SaaS where we are verifying their quotes, and then people, for now it's a one-time fee, but we will turn it into a subscription model where people will pay a monthly subscription to verify the quotes that they're putting on this website. We have a process that we developed for checking that this is really their own quotes. And once they have that, they get a seal on the quote itself, just like you see here. I don't have an example one of the one that we sealed, but it shows somewhere here on the quote. You can also see here, it's a, you can see for a single quote page in a minute. I see this is the text ad. You see the website doesn't look great, right? It looked even worse when I bought it. So there's a lot of work to do, but I've learned that the redesign of a website is probably not one of the first things you need to do when you're doing website acquisition. It's an ongoing process and we are moving through it, but definitely it's not urgent. The website is making money. There are a lot of other things that you can do that are more, will be more lucrative than doing a whole redesign. We did redesign the quotes and there's still some work on that, but they look much better than the previous version. So I anticipate this website to be probably around 30 to 60x on the acquisition, not including the cash flow that is generating right now for this one. Now, this is a rare find. I saw thousands of deals, and I saw this one, and I'm like, wow, this is really interesting. It's really under monetized. This is the reason I bought it. But I bought other websites which were much larger, and seems like a good deal. The upside there is not as good, to be honest. The thing that you need to look at when you're acquiring a new asset is basically finding the easy wins, the thing that you can do fairly quickly and bump up your revenue, and then either hold it or flip it and sell it to another buyer. Basically, that's the idea behind these kind of assets. Also, personally, nowadays, I'm looking more at platforms or SaaS or things that are more interesting than classic niche content website for the reasons that I mentioned, with content being a commodity. I can give another example from another website I'm holding in the home improvement niche, which is a classic content website, but we're turning it into a directory, and basically people will pay for a yearly subscription to feature their listing. And again, these would be different professionals in the home improvement niche. So we don't want to rely only on the content, which is now very easy to produce. We want to open up more ways to be shown on Google searches and more monetization channels, not only ads. We also have leads, but we're now working towards, again, shifting in this to a SaaS, so recurring revenue of those premium listing that we are going to list on that directory that we are creating right now. Okay, questions?
Yes. Can you maybe share some of the numbers you can do from publicity those days? Like you mentioned, you changed from Google AdSense to another one.
Yep.
How much per 1,000 exposure or something like this?
So are you talking about the change of ad networks?
Yes, like how the common idea is that it's very difficult to earn enough from ads. to gain enough revenue. So I know that in the past it was about $2 per 1,000 content pieces,
Mm-hmm.
even less. And I wonder what are the numbers today.
Okay, I see. So it's very, very website dependent, to be honest. With this website, which is a short content, it's around $2.5 to $3.5 per 1,000. Okay. With the other content website that I have, it's about $40 for 1,000.
How does it, what change? Is it more longer content? Is it the video content, or what is the change?
So first of all, moving from one ad network to another gives you more options. We had for a very short time Google AdSense on the quotes website that I showed you. So I don't have the numbers there of how much we grew, but we definitely grew with the overall earning of the website after putting that Ezoic network there. So again, just by changing, and the general sentiment for ad networks in this space. So AdSense will be the lowest, okay, and it's hard to manage. Then Ezoic, which have an AI engine to show different ads to different people, and it runs A/B testing on about 40 parameters of the user. They're even taking the weather of where the person is when watching right now. So I know that at partially cloudy weather, I get the best earnings for my ads. Then you have other networks that are much better, but you need the minimum views for those. So these would be Mediavine and AdThrive, which I think they changed their name to Raptive right now. There are many others, but these are kind of the four common ones that people are talking about in the industry. I'm sure that there are others with different requirements, and it's an endless world out there. But these are the four common ones people are talking about.
Yeah, my question were about the 40. You say 40 or $14?
Like 40, 35 to 45, something like that.
So it's a big difference between $2.5 to 40.
Right, but it's a totally different website. The other one is a long form content website. So articles, 3,000, 4,000 words. There's a video there. There's a lot of place for ads. So in this kind of website, on the quote website, you see there's, I can share my screen again. You see on the feed. Wait, that's the homepage. So you see there is a video ad here. There's an ad here. It's a different one. I can't show the other one, but it's think of it as a long post where after every 2 or 3 paragraphs, you have an ad and people reading through those. And you still have this video, and you still have this banner here at the top. And you have a banner also under the header over here on the other website. So it's a little, it's just a different strategy. Now it doesn't mean that another content website would make as much. I know others who don't. This is an exceptionally good one.
Yeah.
But,
so to go to 40 is very expansional, or like, let's say the average is 20, or the average is less?
It's a good question. I really hear numbers from all around the whole range. So it's really hard to comment on this. When you are buying a website, you are looking at these numbers, of course. So you'd know the number in advance. But strategies for buying website and bumping up your revenue would be one of the strategy would be by changing the networks. Now think of it in a few ways. One of them is, let's say it's just AdSense. So no brainer, move to Ezoic. That will already make another probably 20% or 15 to 20% of your revenue up with ads. But then another way to do it would be buying a website on the threshold of the next ad network. So with AdThrive, it's 50,000 sessions per month. So let's say that website that you're buying is on 47,000 sessions per month. So you can bump it up a little bit with SEO, probably within 1-2 months. Then you are moving to the next. Okay, so your strategy there is buying something on the threshold. Another way to do it is if you already have a website and a good earning website on one of the top tier networks, and then sometimes they let you bringing in a smaller website, which because you're already on their network. So basically, it's easier for you to bump up websites that don't have good ad networks just because you're already at a good network. So this is another strategy to do with ad networks.
More percentage per ad or something like this with them to cut a better deal with the ad supplier.
No, that's not what I'm talking about. I'll get to that point in a minute. I'll explain about that. But what I mean is that let's say that you already have a website with AdThrive, okay, which is one of the top tier ad networks, and there are higher ones. Okay, it's an example. But if you are first time holder of a website, and you have, let's say, only 40 sessions a month, they would not let you in. But if you're already in there, and then you're bringing another small website with 25,000 sessions a month, they will tell you, okay, it's already your second website. Come in. Okay, that's the example I'm talking about. And then think about it. If you have AdSense in there, you're already bumping up the revenue because you have a better network, although it's a small website. That's my point.
Yes, so it's a matter of expressions and content, expression and content. And if you are small, so it's difficult. If you are bigger, then you can get some kind of a special condition for smaller website.
It's a size advantage. It's a size advantage. However, another strategy that you can use, and that's regarding the other point that you mentioned, and this is private ad deals. So after you run these ads for a while and you're in a specific niche, you'd know how much that specific page is making you, or that specific ad is making, how much money it makes you. So you can go to advertisers on that niche and tell them, okay, I'm earning $1,000 from this ad. I mean, don't tell them that you're making $1,000 from this ad, but you go and you tell them, okay, I'm going to give you a banner on this page and that will cost you $1,500. Okay, so you will bump up your revenue in 50% on that specific ad or that specific page by finding a private deal. So this would not be through an ad network. The ad network is good as a base. Now you grow on top of it on different ways, and one of them is getting these different ad deals. Same goes, by the way, for affiliate deals. The base will be Amazon Associate ad network. Okay, so that will be not ad network, affiliate network. But in this example, Amazon pays between 3 to 5%. However, other affiliate networks would pay 10 to 15%. And if you'll go to private affiliate deals, that can go into 20, 25% per deal, per sale. So you're going up the ladder, but the ground is a basic ad network and a basic affiliate network. That's what I want to say. And then you grow on top of that.
Last question, because I don't want to take every time. At what point do you set an intern ads system that you are communicating directly with the advertiser, and you are controlling the content and developing the algorithms that show it?
The ad network's doing a pretty good job, but you do want to.
Of course, to spend this development.
It's worth spending the development once the difference revenue that will make a difference for you as a business. okay? For if in the example I gave, but it can be any number. If $500 a month for you, so another $6,000 a year makes a difference for you, and maybe you have somebody you can pay for to do the outreach and do all that, great. It could be too small, okay? Maybe for you, it will be buying bigger websites, and then the margins, of course, the amount of money would be probably much larger. There are websites making tens of thousands and hundreds of thousands of dollars a month.
And you still have to find the ad companies that will pay you. So you need to build a system of marketing.
No. So ad network works automatically. Then it will be about basically business development to businesses. Let's say you have a home improvement website, and you want to reach out to construction companies that will advertise on your website. You do an outreach campaign. You speak with construction companies. If you're big enough and have the resources, go to conferences. So you build up on top of that. The ad network just runs there, and I see this as a good base just for an ongoing revenue regardless. It's just a matter of improving on top of that.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Sure. I hope it helps. Okay. So we basically have time for either more questions. We can do some networking. If somebody want to share something that they're struggling with in their business, or something that the other members can help, because we're here from the entrepreneur acquisition investing scene. Yeah, we can do that. And basically, it's an open discussion and networking for now. And then we'll call it a day. Yossi, do you want to come up?
No, I actually need to jump up to another call, but it was very interesting. It's not a word that I was familiar with. Very interesting and good to know you. And of course, if I hear something that around that area, which I'm not familiar with all, so I will actually contact you. So
okay.
I see that you are an expert in that. And it's good for me to have that connection.
Cool. We're here. I'm doing this every month, so feel free to jump in, of course, every time with the different updates. And I'm hoping to share more stories and showing other acquisition strategies.
Okay, no problem. If you want, I can do a short lecture for that audience about due diligence and how it's looked like inside the company. I do that with Meetup, with legal firms. It's very interesting. I can do a short one. Like usually it's an hour, but I can run quickly and show you just for the taste of what the due diligence look like inside the company on the eyes of the CFO, CEO.
Sounds good. Okay, we'll talk.
Just let me know when you'd like to do it, so I can close the calendar and appear.
Okay. Thank you for offering. Thank you very much. Ido, anything you want to share?
I can tell it was great. I know the area of digital assets, but it sounds like you are very experienced in it. I will be happy to have a short call to check if there is any opportunities we might want to invest in as a digital asset. And
sure.
It was interesting. Thank you.
Okay, no problem. We can talk about this offline later. Just send me a message, please. Okay.
Yeah. Yes. Thank
you. Okay. So if there are no more, go ahead.
Yeah, just go as
it's not only me and you guys. It's like in between you two. Wonderful.
Since I'm looking now for investment, and you are investor, maybe you can tell what kind of investment you are doing and what is your check size, if you're ready to share, to see.
Yeah, I told it's not like a regular VC right now. It's my own ventures and my own venture that I'm building, but it's in our budget. I believe we might find something for as a digital asset that Shlomo is best on. But I'm not like invest right now in a company. Maybe in the future.
No, we are a startup company. I wouldn't call it just a website. So we are looking for a pre-seed, which is a few hundred thousands, and to go to seed to a few millions. So without it, this startup will not be. So maybe this is not the right for you.
Yeah. Good luck.
I got to tell you something about this point, Zafir, because yes, you're not. You're saying we're not only a website. I am seeing deals that are at the millions, sometimes either a few hundred thousand, sometimes a few millions. It's very, very common to see. So although I'm calling this niche websites and SaaS, sometimes they're a whole company and there is a whole team behind this for an acquisition. Sometimes it's just one person running this and they're making it very, very well. I know of people running niche websites making $50,000, $100,000 a month from these kind of ventures. So all options are open, as we say. Everything is out there.
No, of course. It's for me, it's pretty legit. It's just this kind of startup is in order to be successful and sustainable, it probably won't be enough to develop it in less of those numbers. Just after I'm presenting and starting to meet investors in the following months. And I do have a dilemma in the business model I'm showing, not from day one, but after 2 years from launch, to start with some of the business plans is from advertising. This is why it was very important for me to understand how much you can make out of content and advertising. And
I see.
If we have time, and I can share with you the business model shortly, and you can say, is it something that's correct to show to investors, or will it raise questions?
Yeah, we can do that. It's just that I'm thinking, do you have any base why you don't? I don't know if the businesses fits to put an ad network and see how much the ads are worth there. I mean, it's pretty easy to do. Because then you have the numbers running it for a month. You'll have it, or 6 weeks.
Because we haven't developed and we don't have the content. We want to raise money in order to develop it and making future money. So every investor is expecting to see the future business model. How much money can you make out of 1,000 content expressions and so on?
That's why you asked me about this. I understand.
Yes, we are pretty much confused by what happened from in the internet, because you find different numbers. For example, how much you can make out of a YouTube channel. You find very different numbers, and how much you can make in other big website.
I see that as well. I see that as well. It's really a whole range. It's really a whole range. So we are almost at the top of the hour, and I don't want to. This meeting's supposed to be an hour. I just realized this. I'm happy to share. So if you want to know more about due diligence and deals for a niche website, I can share here a link to my newsletter. And there is over there, I share videos where I'm assessing deals. So basically you can see different strategies. It's also related to the earning per thousand and multipliers and what's going on in the market. So that might be interesting for you to check out. It's in the chat right now.
Yes. All right.
Cool. Just
Thank you very much.
thank
No
you so
problem.
much.
I'll see you next month. Thank you so much.
Hopefully,
Thank
yeah.
you so much. Great.
Thank you,
Sounds
guys.
good. Thank you.
Bye.
Have a
Bye-bye.
good day. Bye-bye.
Bye.